All right, I'm back after a long hiatus. This is Mopar Masters. All right, so I've been gone for a little bit. I'll admit I had some things going on, but I'm back. Today I'm out here. This is my Scat Pack. I've been doing a radio update on it. I'll put a link to that description for the service bulletin if you're having any of these issues. We can take care of them at the dealership for you. But while I was doing my radio update, I was thinking, I've winterized this thing. Because a lot of people still drive our Scat Packs during the winter. Some of us, that's our only ride. Some of them, I just like driving mine. I've got other vehicles, but this thing's awesome. But I got a few winter tips for you. The first one, if you're short tripping your car, it's really not good for the engine. It doesn't allow it to warm up all the way. The oil needs to get warm to burn out all the condensation, water, and all the other crud that just builds up in your engine oil. So if you're short tripping your vehicle, then you may want to start changing your oil a little bit more often to keep all that stuff from building up inside it, because everything is going to build up in the crankcase, and the first place it goes is the engine oil. Now the engine oil will take all of this stuff out of the crankcase, but at the same time you need to be changing the oil more often because it's more loaded with this stuff. So if you are going to short trip, there's a few things that you can do. I've put a block heater on mine, and a block heater is for any of the Hemi vehicles. You can find these things literally everywhere. There's already a spot on the engine for the block heater, as you can see in this little illustration here, that where all you have to do is just use a common 10mm hex head bolt, and you slide this factory block heater in there, and then you just plug a wiring harness up to it. Make sure you run it up out of the way of anything hot or anything moving, obviously, and then just plug it in. Now this thing is not thermostatically controlled. It will run all the time, and it's about 600 watts. So you may want to take that into account on your, not only your outlet size, how much amperage it can carry. The same way if you're using an extension cord or something like that, it really needs to be a heavy duty extension cord. And also it's going to make your electric bill go up. There are ways around that, and I'll show you in a minute. The other thing that I've done, I've noticed that my oil temperature is not coming up to temperature like it should. I only drive 4 miles to work and then another 4 miles back, so I really don't drive it enough to get everything up to a proper operating temperature. So I've also added an oil pan heater, and all it is just a little self-adhesive heater that is thermostatically controlled at 190 degrees, or is it 195? Either way. And you just stick it to the bottom of your oil pan, and now you have a thermostatically controlled oil heater that you can also plug into the wall. Now it's only 100 watts, so it doesn't draw very much current, and it does a pretty good job. Between the block heater and the oil pan heater, I have proper operating temperatures on my oil temperature and my coolant temperature before I even get to work. So that's great. And I just plug those into a timer. Now this is, you can use the fancy digital timers, or you can use well, basically just any kind of timer you want. And you can also hook it up to your smart house. I have a smart house, but I just wanted to test this theory to see if it would work out before I went and spent the money on an automatic timer that turns on when I say good morning to my Google. But anyway, I'll show you this timer. And basically all it is just a basic plug in the wall timer, and I've got a short 12 gauge cord that runs over to the wall, and all this thing is 2 plug-ins, and you just manually set it. So you can turn it on all the time, 24/7, or you can put it on timer mode, and any one of these spots that you push down, say like right there from 5:15 to 7 in the morning, that's when I want my heaters to kick on and start working. So that's what I do with that. Not only does it keep the electricity bill down because it's not running 24/7, 365 when it doesn't need to. Obviously, if the car's sitting here, then there's no need. Another thing that I've done, I don't remember if I've shown you all this or not, But I know there's a lot of battery tenders out there for the people that do want to keep theirs sitting in the garage or wherever is, you know, they have battery tenders out there, and I just hook mine up when I'm not going to drive it for a while on just a little battery tender plug. And I've also added a plug underneath the car with a water dust cap on top of it, so when I'm not using it I can close it up and nothing gets inside the plug. Now that is really handy if you're going to leave your car sitting for a while. Now one of the other things that I'm not sure if people knew about is we have a basically back in the day we had ignition off draw fuses, IOD fuses. A lot of my Mopar guys will know that. And this IOD fuse would be popped up out of a socket in the fuse block somewhere, and that would keep well, basically all the necessities to start and move the vehicle around, whether it was sitting at the dealership for a while or maybe it was in transport or something like that. The vehicle would still start and run, but basically nothing else in the car would work. And they did that so that the batteries would last a little bit longer. And now the dealership to customer mode has changed quite a bit, and it's all done electronically. Now you can do it with like the dealership scan tool. We can take them out of transport mode, which is not actually called that on our end, but just for the sake of clarity, we have the transport mode and then we have customer mode. Customer mode obviously unlocks all the features so everything could be used, and dealership mode will shut off the radio. There's a lot of things that won't power up that aren't necessary, and that helps your battery last longer. Now anybody that's storing their car, this would be a handy little bit of information to have. And I think my radio update is done, so let me reset and I'll show you how to do that on your Scat Pack. Okay, so to put your vehicle into storage mode or ship mode, basically pretty simple. Go down to your gauges and select battery voltage. Now you notice down at the bottom it says hold OK for storage. So we're going to press and hold our OK button. Now it's going to say press OK to confirm vehicle storage. So we are going to confirm vehicle storage, and it's going to give us a countdown. And once it goes to storage mode, then everything is shut off. Now you can go ahead and shut your vehicle off. Now if you want to get it out of storage mode, it's simple. So right now we are in storage mode. You notice we don't have any of the lights that we normally do. Everything is nice and quiet in here, but as soon as you turn the key back on, then everything is loaded up nice and pretty again. And once again, if you want to go back to storage mode, then you just do the same thing. So this is really handy for people that are wanting to store their vehicle and don't have access to any kind of battery tender or anything like this. It just helps everything last just a little bit longer. So there's a nice little tip for you. Okay, so I know a lot of you are still wondering about how well the cold air intake did. And if you haven't seen that video yet, then I suggest you go see that one, because I'm really impressed by how it ended up. I'll show you a screenshot of it was probably about 15 days ago. It was pretty cool outside, but my intake air temperature was only 1 degree above the ambient air temperature, and you can really tell a difference when you're not sucking in hot air all the time as far as your power and fuel economy. It gets pretty good fuel economy, and that's just basically all other inlets from the air box, the one from the front and the one from the bottom, have been closed off, and it's strictly just through the hood. So a nice little forced air induction system there. So yeah, I'm really impressed with it. It's done great, and I don't foresee changing it anytime in the near future. So with that, just stick around, stay tuned with us. We're going to be back on more often, so we'll throw some news in there every now and then. We've got a few new things coming up. And anyway, that's it. Thanks for tuning in to Mopar Masters. I'm Matt, your Mopar Master.